Okay, I have a story to tell you guys about the time when I made the biggest mistake, the most expensive mistake that I've ever made while spearfishing. Come along for the story. So my friend Mike calls me one day and he says, "Hey man, what are you up to? Would you like to go spearfishing?" And Stephanie was busy with the truck that day. And so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take my motorcycle, which meant that I couldn't take most of my spearfishing gear with me. So I decided, well, I have a motorcycle, so if I can, I'll just take that. So, beautiful day, I decide to load up my motorcycle with what gear I could carry, and I asked my friend Mike if I could borrow some of his. So I get on my motorcycle, and early morning ride to Savusavu. And for those of you who don't know, the Seganga to Savusavu, or Lambas to Savusavu road, is one of the most beautiful driving roads. I think it might be the most beautiful driving road in all of Fiji. So, enjoying the curves and the corners, just actually hooting and hollering like woohoo as I'm like driving to Savusavu. Get to Mike's house, and we get ready, we rig up, and because I rode my motorcycle, I asked Mike if I could borrow his Rob Allen 1200 double band tuna gun, the rail gun, the same spear gun that I have. But because his doesn't have a reel on it, I took the reel off my gun and brought it with me. So we go down to the boat, we head out. Awesome day, we're not going to spend much time. We get to his walu spot and we dive for about half an hour until, you know, we see a school of walu coming through. It wasn't the best fishing that day, but finally this school of walu comes through. Mike's diving, he's locked onto one, he's got it in his targets. I've seen one that's kind of coming up behind him and to the left, and I take a shot. Well, took a tail shot, which I've done before, but being that it wasn't my gun, and I don't know, I hadn't set my reel properly, and the reel locks up, the fish takes off, and the gun disappears into the deep blue ocean. And that, my friends, is why you don't borrow people's stuff, unless you're willing to go the next day and spend $700 buying a new one. So I guess the moral of the story is, it costs to have fun sometimes. If you're gonna borrow something, you gotta be willing to replace it, which is something that isn't really normal or common for a lot of people, but it's a good practice to have. Thank you, Mike, for letting me borrow your gun. And I know that the new one is working out well for you.
What's high and deep inside? But I need to speak my mind. What's high and deep
jump. Oh no. Big fish? I just had a shot at one too. Nice fat one. How big was it? How big was it?
Like this?
Whew. We might get him. We might be able to get him.